Alrighty, hello and good evening YouTube, and guess what? I'm back, bitches, and this is an important video for my first one back. It was a hell of a baby shower weekend, we had probably the greatest Monte Carlo 400 at work that leads up to, like, any kind of big anticipated weekend, whether it be MIS weekend, Christmas break, or baby shower like this past weekend, anything that's a big weekend that's anticipated coming up. We always have our own Monte Carlo 400, like, as in the last day before a big weekend or like a long ass vacation. Kind of like how NASCAR when I was a kid, after the Winston R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company left after the 2003 season, one last race to make the chase. So it was a good one. I mean, if my sister had granted me special permission to YouTube the shower, oh my God, that probably would have been a long ass, a full weekend YouTube video, considering all the fun I had on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all the new friends I made. So to all the new friends that I made, if you're seeing this, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel or have followed my socials, if you're seeing this, and all the family I got to, and friends I got to see at the shower that I hadn't seen in a long time that I didn't think I was ever going to see again. If you're watching this, thanks for one hell of a weekend, and hopefully I'll see most of you again sometime in the future. So I've never seen anything like it. It's like, wow. I mean, but it's good to be back in the swing of the YouTube things. And I had to take off of work today. I wanted to go, but since, my sister had to leave and go to the whole house, with the dogs, I had to stay in the room that I wouldn't be afraid. Because keep in mind, I'm not used to my sister's dogs. I'm not. Because the fact that we don't go visit her that often, because she's married to a man that's in the military, so we're in the Navy where David Robinson used to go before he was being drafted by the Spurs in '87. After Spurs had to wait 2 years until 1989 to have him on the roster so he can mention they will come in. So wherever they station my sister's husband, she has to live, and we don't ever go visit her wherever she's at very often. We've only done it twice. I've done it once because, the first time I stayed with my dad, during the Aaron's Dream weekend, because, I never met the dogs. And the second time, I did, the second time my mom and grandparents went, I had to go because my dad did the wrong thing and, didn't want to take me, and I ended up getting scared. So this year he kind of redeemed himself from that weekend, the week before Memorial Day. But all in all, it was a fun weekend. To all my fans, supporters, YouTube subscribers who saw the post on social media, it was the banger. It was a banger. It would have been a banger YouTube, like a 3-day YouTube video had I got permission to, vlog the shower. But anyway, we're back in YouTube starting today, and tomorrow I will get to go back to work in peace, like normal, like nothing ever happened. But let's jump into what we're really here to talk about today. The second show that got canceled this season. First we're with The Big Leap. Now it's Promised Land. There was a third one that was canceled while I was gone over the weekend, and we're going to talk about that on Thursday. So, anyway, Promised Land was canceled, and honestly, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be because, low ratings and shit, and during my episode recaps, I didn't want to say anything and hurt the cast's feelings, considering they considered me part of their family, like I was on the show with them in character. They were sharing all my posts. They were like sliding in my DMs. They were liking and commenting on my stuff. Some of them were even following me on Twitter, and a lot of them were some of them followed me on Instagram. A lot of them followed me on Twitter, and some even added me back on Facebook, and very little followed me on TikTok and some to my YouTube. But I should have known it was coming. I was like Maxie King said, Foreman Gonzo, I was kind of hoping, spreading the word to people to watch it was going to catch fire and allow ABC to renew it for a second season to continue the story. I even told my dad, who, Martha's actress, Susan Ortiz follows because of me, my dad being Latino with his whole side of the family. I even told my dad to watch it because, he's Latino, so I figured he'd like it. And I was hoping, I don't think he did. And even if he did, I was hoping, him watching it would catch it fire too. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. It's like, it's like every single year we have to go through this, the TV gods canceling the wrong show. And by the way, the third show that was canceled that we're going to talk about on Thursday in a video was Pivoting. It was also a Fox show. But, we had the three I just named got canceled this year. These are all the good shows that are getting canceled. This, The Big Leap in Pivoting. Last year we had American Housewife and Mixed-ish get canceled. And the year before we had Man with the Plan, Bless This Mess, Coop and Cammy get canceled. It's like, why does the TV gods have to cancel the wrong damn shows? And yet, I mean, they're also renewing the right shows, but they're also renewing the wrong shows too. Don't forget, Magnum P.I. was on CBS was canceled too, and that was a part-time show of mine. Whenever someone I liked from a full-time show of mine did a one-off guest appearance, and I would support them there, not for the show, but for them. We supported Graham Shields from Lab Rats, Nikki Hahn from American Housewife, and Isabella Kuda from Bunked on Magnum P.I., which is why it was a good part-time show. And let's not forget, we supported yours truly from Promised Land, Mexi King, on FBI, when we did AJ McAlka's Robbie Gordon 31st birthday tribute, Octavio Lopez. I mean, that was a good episode. So when we get to the end of the television season in a few weeks, before we begin the summer season, and next month, we have to do one last thing before the summer season. Mega Mix. Do 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 do. Yeah, Mega Mix. We're gonna do Olivia Sanabia's episode of This Is Us, which also got canceled, even though I'm not an NBC television fan. My arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna lay back. I'm not an NBC television fan, but I'm going to rewatch that one episode and, of course, give my reaction to it. And then, of course, we have that NCIS episode, Olivia Sanabia, Scoop, and Cammy, too. But that NCIS episode had Bria B. from the Goldbergs, Daniel DiMaggio from American Housewife, and Matt Sato from Side Hustle. So we're going to watch those shows, all in one night, as like a mega mix to support them, considering, No, that NCIS episode wasn't allowed. I mean, it was announced like before the episode aired, but it was announced when I already had another commitment that day, and it was like last second, and they didn't tell me about Olivia Sanabia's This Is Us episode until the very after the fact. Like, nobody said anything. So that's why I'm going to go to Hulu and, watch all this stuff. That way, they know I'm still a supporter of them. That way I didn't think I, forgot about them. But Promised Land, wow. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, because I thought the show was worthy of a second season, even with the low-ass ratings, but obviously ABC thought otherwise. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that the TV gods had to move it from ABC to Hulu, even though it was fine the way it was. But even on days I didn't want to finish the season and just wanted to relax, I still did it because I was a loyal, committed fan. I mean, without Kerri Medders and Vazquez on SEAL Team in years past on CBS, and Christina Ochoa on A Million Little Things on ABC in season 1 of that show, I wouldn't have never been a Promised Land fan to begin with. Look at all the new friendships I was able to make, other than my man, Mexi King. We had my favorite, Mario Molino, a.k.a. Carmen Sandoval. We had my boy, John Ortiz, a.k.a. Joe Sandoval. We had Cecilia Suarez, a.k.a. Letty Sandoval, Katia Martin, young Letty, Andres Velez, I think it was young Joe, a.k.a. Carlos Rincon. Oh my God, who was the other guy? Who played young Billy? Who played young Orlando Cholson? However you say his name, young Billy. Augusto Aguilera, one of my underdog favorites. Mateo Sandoval. I mean, look at all these wonderful people that I got to meet. Susan Ortiz, who also probably the biggest Mark Anthony fan to say I am, Ricky Martin. I was originally going to do La Diosa del Carnaval as one last Ricky Martin performance as for Promised Land, but you will see that, you'll probably hear a snippet of it in the closing logo after I'm done filming this, when we do, and where, the Georgia logo has the Promised Land theme of do, do, do. Because remember when on March 23rd, when the 23rd anniversary of Livin' La Vida Loca, I replaced it with the Livin' La Vida Loca instrumental. Well, to this time to close out, the last Promised Land video in style, I'm going to do the La Diosa del Carnaval bit at the end, which is the Spanish version of Spanish Eyes, the second track on the 1999 CD. I think it was the 10th track of the Latino American release of that CD, the Spanish one, and it took me 20 years to figure out what that meant. the Carnival Goddess. And that was just the version of the CD I ended up getting rid of because I was salty. A 7 to 8 year old me was salty that Dad and I'm on my way were on there instead of Cup of Life, La Copa de la Vida, and Un, Dos, Tres, Maria. But now that I'm older, I stopped caring, I don't really care anymore. And, I like those songs now. If I ever own that Latino American release of this version of that release again, I would just keep it to go with the original North American release I got even before I touched Michigan when I was 5. When that album first came out and was brand new, and Livin' La Vida Loca was probably the world's biggest thing since sliced bread at the time for 1999 standards. But okay, I had to make a bedroom swap, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I was going to do a little performance. I thought about it for the longest time for when I planned this video, the little one last Ricky Martin performance. But since my, it wouldn't be the same on the within, I used to have that computer, I used to have all the different song files of Ricky Martin and various other artists and songs I enjoyed outside of Ricky being my favorite, where I could perform music in the office, our studio, for all of the celebrities that follow me on social, from Nickelodeon, ABC, Disney Channel, CBS, Fox, and Old School Barney, 1988-2002. But since the computer fucked up and went haywire, it just wouldn't be the same. So I just decided, just do the normal farewell video. And the best I can do is replace the Promised Land theme song and the Georgia logo at the end, the logo variant. And at the end is with a lot of you said that kind of instrumental bit. But like I said, I am so grateful to all of you, even Matt John Lopez, all the head honchos behind the scenes that, of this show, because, hiring Kerri Medders, Vazquez, and Christina Ochoa is what kind of did it for me. When I looked this up and it was first announced, I almost ignored it, considering when I saw those 3 people I knew from other shows that I liked, one of those things that it was just those 3 people is what gave me the show full time. And, considering I dated a girl named Margaret at the time, which is why, Honeycroft was one of my favorite characters because of it. Even though that girl and I are no longer together, have not been together since, like I made that announcement video saying we were not together the day we broke up. It's still one of my favorite characters, not because, that girl, but because, who Kerri Medders was before Promised Land, Gwenny, Emma, now, sharing the name of the girl I used to date in Vazquez earlier this season. And then, of course, you have Christina Ochoa playing Veronica, the sister of my favorite, Carmen, Mario Molino. And, of course, Yul Vazquez, who played the minor antagonist on SEAL Team on CBS back in the day. Doza, had a bigger role as the priest, Father Ramos. Without those 3, I never would have made it here to begin with. And then, of course, I kind of figured out who, Gonzo was kind of late in the season, Mexi King, and do you remember way before Mex's account got hacked when, he said, what should be this band name, of course, they already picked one after the fact, but I was just having a little fun with them saying Menudo, man, canta Ricky Martinez, and man, my friend, that's soft. I mean, because he actually liked it, because luckily for me, at least he knew who Ricky Martin and Menudo was, and luckily for me, Susan Ortiz not only knows who Ricky Martin is, but also knows who Robbie Draco Rosa is. I wonder if any of these Latinos who are on the show even know who Desmond Child is, because without Desmond Child and Robbie Draco Rosa, we would have these banger Ricky Martin hits like La Vida Loca, Cup of Life, She Bangs, Shake Your Bon Bon, all these other amazing hits. Even La Diosa, they're kind of on Spanish eyes, but anyway, I am going to miss you guys terribly. I'm sad that this run is over, but I'm happy and thankful and grateful for all the amazing friendships I made because of this show, and that I hope to keep until the end of time. So, therefore, thank you, Promised Land, for one hell of a 10-episode, 1-season ride. This is not goodbye. It's until we meet again. So, I will see you all for that next video tomorrow, which is, what's the video I was going to upload tomorrow? Hold on, I'm going to check my schedule. Oh yeah, tomorrow's video is going to be more ultra special and like way less sad. We're going to preview season 6 of Bunked tomorrow after work. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But this week's going to be full of uploads, to just welcome myself back into the swing of things on Year and YouTube. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. And sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Take care, everyone. Good night. And to the promised land, folks, gracias por pensar en mí. Adios. Vamos. Live in la vida loca.